Hi there, friends. I know I'm not centered in this, but my rainbows are, and that makes me happy. I was going to play with one of my little video toys this morning, but I guess not. We'll do it this way. All right, I went back to, not so far, to July 16th for this. It's the first one of that day, which the day was 12 Monkey, Mayan day. And it's one of the O series, observation series, called Objectifying Our Shit. I don't feel very victorious today. I know it's a 12 day and all that, so close to the culmination, the close of this trecena. Still, I've been having difficulty just dragging myself from the bed some days, and this is one of them. Not sure what it's about, but it doesn't matter too much, not really. How can it when you will pass so soon, being that the primary change, when it will pass so soon, being that the primary reality is change. Whatever it is, everything changes. If you don't like your now, just wait a bit, it will change, always does. No, maybe that's not a very good attitude to share with you. I've some personal issues or energy that's coming up that I haven't been able to identify or release just yet. That's what is speaking there, I guess. Sometimes we have to give something voice before we can identify it. If we just let it keep cycling around within, it won't come clear. That's the beauty of living in 3D. We can externalize these things so that we can have a good look at them. That's what the journal's for too. It helps me objectify, or at least externalize, what is circulating around within, what is making me uncomfortable just now. Then perhaps I can see it. Not necessarily, of course. If you've been with these journals a while, then you know that they are not always victorious that way. If we define victorious as me getting what I set out to get from it at the start, whether that be an answer, an understanding, or whatever, it doesn't always come through in a linear enough way for the mind to recognize the answer it sought. And that's fine. That's more than fine, actually, because I don't care to spend any time at all seeking answers for mind. Mind's questions are, frankly, endless. The only thing you get for providing an answer is a few more questions. Well, what did we expect? Enlightenment from the mind, perhaps? Not happening. No, my answers are sought from and for heart. Heart holds all the keys I have any interest in, and that's where I invest myself. To someone still locked in the mind, it can be difficult to identify the differences here. They may seem the same, questions of heart and of mind. They are not. But you won't find that out while still stuck in your mind. This is a do-it-yourself path, folks. No one can do this for you. You have to take some steps for yourself, or they're not getting done. There's no mommy here to spoil you and do things for you. The waking up is very worth it, though. Oh my God, when you start getting out from under the burdens, the bundles of care, worry, and woe that we all carry, you'll be amazed, simply amazed. First, you won't realize how heavy a burden you've been bearing until it lifts off of you. Then you'll feel so light, so amazed, and so happy too. You'll begin to know what real happiness is about, the kind that cannot be taken away from you. And this is just different. That's all, just plain different. And the problem with telling you this is that if you're in mind when you're hearing it, well now, How is mind going to take it when being told that overall it's worthless for this job of awakening? Do you think mind wants to hear that? Do you really? What little tricks do you think mind might like to play to get you to go on or focus elsewhere? Have you been privy to those? Have you been observing? Had them worked on you a few times or a few million times before? To hear this message, folks, you have to back off, back away from the mind. You have to at least begin to know it's not you. As long as you remain tightly identified with your mind, you're not really hearing me. Oh yes, you may know all the answers, have all the word definitions and all that. It doesn't help. You're still not hearing. Oh, you're hearing something, all right, but it's not what's being said. You're hearing mind's version of that. It could not be otherwise. And there's nothing that will convince you either, as long as you remain in the mind. Mind is bloody well not going to listen to this message. Even if it could get the gist of it, could understand it in part, it wouldn't let you see that clearly. Why would it? It means the demise of the mind from mind's perspective. Can you see that? Can you see how this message is cyanide for mind? That's what mind thinks anyway. And until you back off into that deeper, higher self that you also are, you're not hearing this either. Separate from mind. Begin to watch it in action. Just step back and observe. It's really that easy. Maybe go read or listen to the little birdie journal again. Do whatever works for you, but at least begin to take this stuff seriously and less seriously. You know, it's mind that takes everything so seriously. You getting the rest of the message quite depends on this. We've got to turn inwards. We're not going to change the world by working on the outside of us. All the potential for change and for ascension resides within. At the risk of being terribly repetitive, the kingdom is within you. Go and find it. Heck, you're the king, you're the queen of it, you know. It's in your best interest to both find and take back up your throne. Begin to rule once more and not be ruled by the mind. Mind is the interloper, the one who took over the throne, you know. Well, you cooperated. If you don't see this, then just start observing. Mind will prove it to you. It won't be long. Just watch. Oh, but do it from heart. Good day then.